Everyone's been bowling, but do you really know as much as you think about it? Today I'm going to teach basic information about bowling so you better understand the sport. I'm going to go through the history, the specs and equipment, and then the scoring. The first evidence of bowling was found as early as 3200 BC in ancient Egypt. They threw leather balls to knock down wood pins. That then developed into lawn bowling in England around 1300. Where people began placing bets on matches and they began expanding the sport. It then developed into wood lanes with the first bowling alley as we know it being built in 1840 in New England. Nicknamed Knickerbocker Lanes, it was the first of its kind to feature indoor wood lanes. Eventually, the American Bowling Congress was formed in 1895, which standardized the rules and equipment of the sport. Nowadays, bowling is the most popular participatory sport in the world, with over 100 million participants. Now onto the specs and equipment. Most people don't know this, but bowling lanes are actually 60 feet long by 42 inches wide, and they're made of synthetic wood, not real wood. The slippery surface on top is lane oil, which is laid on every single day to protect the lane and allow players to hook the ball into the pocket. When you hook the ball, it gives you a higher entry angle, and allows you to get a higher strike percentage. As players began hooking the ball more often, bowling balls began to adapt to fit this. They began as wood, and then rubber, and then eventually in the 50s they came up with plastic balls, which used pure friction on the lane. Then there was urethane that has microscopic spikes in the surface so that it can grab the lane, and then reactive resin in the early 90s. These has chemicals in it, so that it reacts with the oil in the lane and creates its own friction. Balls come in all sorts of different cores and cover stocks that make them stronger or weaker. And they make, as you see here, a large assortment of them so that you can play every single lane condition at every time. Now for the pins, all 10 pins in the lane are 12 inches apart in a pyramid shape and are all 3 pounds 9 ounces to 3 pounds 11 ounces. Now for the behind the bowling lane, that is called the approach. It's where you slide into the foul line. Now for this, they make certain types of shoes so that you have interchangeable soles and heels so that you get the same slide on different types of surfaces, no matter what. Now on the other side of the lane is called the pin spotter. It's what picks up and racks the lanes between each shot so that you don't have to go and do it like the old days with a pin boy. And now for the scoring, each frame has a maximum of 30 pins for a maximum score of 300 in a 10-frame game. Now, as you see here, a strike is 10 pins plus your next ball, or your next 2 balls, which is 10 here, so it adds up to 20. And then a spare is 10 pins plus your next ball, just 1. So a strike gives you the next 2 balls, and then a spare gives you 1. And an open, which means, say you split and you get 7 and then you get 2, would just be a 9 count on this strike, making it 59. And then adding 9 to that for 68. Bowling scoring isn't as hard as it looks, just many people don't know how to do it since the machines automatically do it for you. As well as scoring, many people don't know there are different styles of bowling. From one-handed bowling, which uses a thumb, to two-handed bowling, which doesn't have any thumb hole, just has 2 finger holes. And you cradle it with your other hand. The top bowler in the world right now is currently two-handed. As well as I, but I'm not the best bowler. In conclusion, I've taught you the history, all the equipment used, and then how to score. This knowledge is really helpful. It'll help you compete with your friends and be more competitive overall in the entire sport of bowling. Trust me, all my friends are really impressed with all the random knowledge I have about the sport. Thank you.
Yay!
What is it?